I'm very pleased to be with you today to present the 2020 Staff Recognition Awards. I certainly wish I were able to present these awards in person. They, after all, do celebrate the way in which members of staff support each other and the work of the university in all the challenges that we face. But since we can't celebrate in person this year, I'm very pleased to be able to do it using this platform. It's a great honor, and I want to thank everyone for their work. This has been an extraordinary year. These are awards that celebrate the outstanding work of our staff members who go above and beyond what might be expected in their day-to-day activities and help to contribute to a positive work environment here at Queen's. The recipients have been nominated by their peers, and their nomination has been adjudicated by a selection committee. As I said, this has been an exceptionally challenging year, and I sincerely thank all of you for your hard work and your dedication in helping Queen's and its students succeed in the face of extraordinary obstacles this year. I hope you all feel very proud of what you've accomplished with your colleagues in advancing the goals of the university, and in particular in helping our students achieve their educational and personal goals, something that in the early part of the spring when the pandemic first hit seemed very much in question. So thank you for all the work you've done. The 2020 Staff Recognition Award winners then begins with a team award for the Center for Teaching and Learning. And here the members of the team are Lauren Anstey, Educational Developer, Robin Attis, Educational Developer, Lindsay Brandt, Educational Developer, Indigenous Pedagogies and Ways of Knowing, Carla Coleman, Educational Technology Advisor, Selena Idlis, Educational Technology Innovation Specialist, Caitlin McDonald, Departmental Assistant, Carolyn McRae, Educational Development Fellow, Louise Moran, Office Administrator, Sandra Murray, Program Coordinator, and graduate students, Yasmin Jobel, Navina Martinovich, and Andrea Reed, and a faculty member in the group, Andy Leger. Meet the stars of the Center for Teaching and Learning. In ordinary times, the Center for Teaching and Learning team is stellar. This past year has been anything but ordinary, and the ordinarily stellar CTL team went supernova. Since Queen's moved to remote course delivery in March, CTL staff and the faculty and students who work with them have responded to every pedagogical need and request that has come their way, while anticipating other needs before they even emerged. The caliber, quantity, and design of programming and resources this small but mighty group has produced this year is astonishing. They rapidly built teaching toolkits for instructors and teaching assistants. They developed scores of web-based resources, videos, and more than 120 facilitated webinars and virtual drop-in question and answer sessions. And they did all this in addition to their regular programming and development, classroom renewal projects, and one-on-one consultations. These professional, talented, innovative, collaborative, thoughtful, generous, and fun people all have different skills, and they make that diversity work. When it comes to real-life issues in a university classroom, they get it. Their passion for teaching excellence is infectious. No matter what the occasion, they energize, inspire, and humanize this vital part of academic life. As one supporter notes, the CTL should be the envy of all units on campus. They should be emulated. They should be cloned. For their excellent, consistent, and positive impact on teaching and teaching development, I'm proud to present the staff of the Center for Teaching and Learning with these Special Recognition for Staff Awards. Alicia Butler, Interim Director, Chief Curator, Curator of Canadian Historical Art, Agnes Etherington Art Centre. In her usual role as Chief Curator of the Agnes Etherington Art Centre, Alicia Butler is known as a great team player. However, as Interim Director for the first 9 months of 2020, she proved she's also a great team leader. During this time of uncertainty, Alicia has demonstrated skilled leadership, adaptability, and flexibility, rising to the challenge of her expanded responsibilities. When confronted with the new realities brought on by the pandemic last March, Alicia swiftly facilitated her staff's seamless transition to off-site work. She encouraged innovative shifts to program offerings through new digital platforms, while engaging existing supporters and reaching new audiences. In July, Alicia oversaw the reopening of the Agnes with a new capacity limit and protocols, ensuring that staff, students, and community members could experience art in person during a pandemic. In response to closures at the Agnes and museums around the world, she shifted exhibition schedules and installations that had been planned years in advance, including touring exhibitions featuring international loans. In late August, she oversaw the launch of 5 new exhibitions. Alicia continues to nurture relationships with artists, students, colleagues, donors, members, visitors, and guest curators. Her composure and resilience in the face of adversity has been a source of daily inspiration to her staff, one of whom noted, "Nothing that was thrown at her seemed to rattle her." For her skilled leadership, I'm pleased to present Alicia Butler with a special Recognition for Staff Award. Graham Boyd, Department Manager, Department of Civil Engineering. As Department Manager, Graham Boyd oversees the staff, the budget, and the operations of all civil engineering facilities, including laboratories in 3 buildings, Ellis Hall, Mitchell Hall, and the Coastal and Geoengineering Laboratories at West Campus. Graham is known for his remarkable ability to manage the broader affairs of the department while paying attention to the fine details. But when the COVID-19 pandemic hit in March, forcing the university to lock down, Graham's leadership skills kicked into high gear. Not only did he address COVID-19 issues in civil engineering, his contributions had a significant impact on practices across the university. Civil engineering houses some of the world's leading long-term testing programs related to civil engineering infrastructure. Graham moved quickly after the lockdown to identify programs that would be compromised if left unattended, and arranged for the safe and effective maintenance of others. Next, Graham led the development of guidelines for the on-campus research safety plan to prioritize graduate students and postdoctoral fellows' return to the laboratory. Subsequently, Civil was asked to trial return-to-work procedures in other campus units. Because of Graham's effective planning and protocols, Queen's was one of the first institutions in Canada to reopen its labs, and Civil is thought to be the first to have students recommence their experiments. In addition to his regular duties, Graham continues to address the needs of some 150 civil engineering staff, graduate students, and faculty members. His calm, proactive decision-making has added to everyone's safety, well-being, and productivity, in addition to that of hundreds of others across the university. Responsive and approachable, Graham makes every student feel valued and that their project is important. No one is forgotten or left behind. For his exemplary leadership during this time of crisis, I'm honored to present Graham Boyd with a special Recognition for Staff Award. Amanda Consack, Student Assessment and Academic Affairs Coordinator, Undergraduate Medical Education in the School of Medicine. When well-laid plans go awry, Amanda Consack is always there to provide a solution. As Student Assessment and Academic Affairs Coordinator, Amanda has always been an asset to undergraduate medical education. However, her performance during the pandemic has been outstanding. Amanda coordinates the internal and external accreditation processes in undergraduate medical education. She also oversees delivery of electronic examinations and the student support team, and supports administrative functions for committees. In the first week of the pandemic lockdown in March, the unit had to find ways to administer final exams to students or risk putting their graduation in jeopardy. Within 24 hours, Amanda had determined that their locally developed exams could be administered with remote proctoring, and she arranged it. For other exams, she worked to find Queen's spaces that exceeded the requirements for physical distancing and ensured that no student had to write an exam late. In the move to a virtual world, it's important that assessment processes remain fair, transparent, and defensible while being student-centered. Amanda was instrumental in this process. It would not have happened without her. Due to the nature of its educational mandate and activities, undergraduate medical education had to find creative ways to deliver an in-person curriculum on campus. Amanda swiftly explored options for an online platform to support a COVID-19 screening process for students. Before the committee charged with the task had met, Amanda had already solved many of the logistical concerns and presented viable options for discussion. For her impeccable work ethic, I'm proud to present Amanda Consack with a special recognition for Staff Award. Heather Drewyard, Department Manager, Department of Chemistry. As a department manager, Heather Drewyard is responsible for a multitude of essential services that range from finances to staff to space management in the Department of Chemistry. In normal times, Heather is calm and objective, no matter how stressful the situation. An impeccable professional and master administrator, she is adept at identifying the source of a problem and coming up with a solution. Heather is the ultimate multitasker, able to move large, long-term projects forward while dealing with isolated and unanticipated department needs at a moment's notice. After the pandemic hit in March, Heather put these skills to work. The lockdown put teaching and research activities at severe risk, not to mention the pandemic's impact on student and staff mental health and livelihoods. Heather's encyclopedic knowledge of departmental space and staff organization was integral in the development of a safety plan that allowed the department to quickly reopen in mid-June with COVID-19 safeguards in place. It was one of the first on campus to do so. Heather's not afraid to get her hands and knees dirty. To meet a tight deadline, she installed signage throughout the building to indicate physical distancing. At one point, she cleaned a tape-resistant section of floor on her hands and knees. Her contributions did not only restore research within chemistry, but they also saved the academic year. The rapid reopening enabled coordinators and grad student TAs to pivot during the summer and develop remote online labs to instruct undergraduate students in the fall and winter terms. Heather worked with faculty and students to maximize their operational space so that more grad students could safely return and complete their studies. Remote online learning poses significant delivery challenges, so Heather pinpointed new infrastructure requirements, such as securing tablets for teaching assistants to deliver online tutorials. For her leadership, dedication, and forward thinking, I'm pleased to present Heather Drewyard with a special recognition for Staff Award. Karina Fitzgerald, Assistant Dean, Student Life and Learning, Division of Student Affairs. Karina Fitzgerald is a builder. After arriving at Queen's 4 years ago, she brought together 7 disparate student life and learning units and created a community. As Assistant Dean of Student Life and Learning, Karina is fair, direct, and supportive. She's dedicated to ensuring that students are at the center of her work, her conversations, and the decisions she makes. She cares deeply about creating change that will benefit all students. For example, as a key member of the Senate Orientation Activities Review Board, Karina balances listening with leading. She uses diplomacy to broach and make progress on difficult issues, navigating tensions between tradition and the need to embrace change. When the pandemic hit, Karina helped her team move their work online while retaining the positive impact that one-on-one advice and connection have on students' academic and non-academic experiences, particularly during these unusual and uncertain times. Karina protects her staff from backlash when they speak out about racist or queerphobic incidents and attitudes on campus. She clears the path for staff and students to advocate for change. Karina leads through consensus building and holding space for student experiences, particularly for marginalized and equity-seeking students. Karina can be counted on to identify a path forward that works for everyone. For her mentorship and leadership, I'm pleased to present Karina Fitzgerald with a special recognition for staff award. Alex Fletcher, Senior Application Support Technician, Queen's University Library. Let's ask Alex is a common refrain in the Queen's University Library. As Senior Application Support Technician, Alex Fletcher's role is critical to the running of the entire library system. After keeping the QCAT legacy system functioning well past its expected life cycle, Alex prepared for the library's successful migration to the new province-wide Omni system in December 2019. Since Queen's had the cleanest data, it was chosen to be used in the provincial training sessions. Alex's depth of knowledge was obvious at these sessions, so other academic libraries looked to Queen's specifically to Alex for guidance and continue to do so. Alex also has excellent people skills. During the migration, he consulted widely and often, using these encounters to teach, to reassure, and to make himself available for questions and feedback. Staff members' confidence in him was evident, and his personal approach went a long way in helping staff to transition to the new system. Although it is not in Alex's formal role, the collections management librarian routinely seeks Alex's advice before beginning any major print collection project. Alex's unique perspective of Queen's collection, being the one who supports and enhances the infrastructure, is insightful. Much of what Alex does is invisible to staff and library users. The system simply works, and he keeps it working, thanks to his creative problem-solving skills. When Alex says, "I'll see what I can do," what it really means is consider it done. For his outstanding contributions to Queen's University Library, I'm pleased to present Alex Fletcher with a special recognition for staff award. Barbara Latimer, Administrative Assistant and Office Supervisor, Department of Pathology and Molecular Medicine. As Administrative Assistant and Office Supervisor, Barbara Latimer's strong work ethic is well known in the Department of Pathology and Molecular Medicine. Barb is the supremely competent administrator of a department consisting of a mix of office and research staff, clinical faculty, undergrad medical and life science students, grad students, and pathology residents, all who have close connections to Queen's teaching hospitals. Barb is the first point of contact for any issue that these people face on a daily basis. Clinical departments associated with teaching hospitals face an incredible bureaucracy associated with recruitment, credentialing, appointments, compensation, and annual faculty appraisals. Barb ably looks after this process for 30 clinical faculty members, as well as the QFA processes for 7 basic science researchers. As a department member for 35 years, Barb has an encyclopedic and long-term knowledge about her workplace. If Barb doesn't have the answer, she knows where to find a reliable source who does. When the university locked down in March, the department faced a tricky situation. Although it is a Queen's department, the clinical pathologists needed to keep working on site. Within days, Barb had policies and procedures organized, plexiglass barriers being installed, signs up, and masks available. The department did not miss a step. Barb has reported to work every day since the university issued stay-at-home orders. Due to the department's unique situation, she determined that her role and services were needed, and because of her, the lights were never off. For her leadership, mentorship, and selfless contributions to Queen's over a 42-year career, I'm proud to present Barbara Latimer with a special recognition for staff award. So congratulations again to this year's recipients. Special thanks to them for their work. But I extend those thanks out to all staff in the university. Thank you very much. I think everyone this year went above and beyond what might have been expected. Thank you very much for that. Thank you for your efforts. and congratulations on all the work done to keep the university in a positive direction and able to achieve its goals. Thank you very much, and congratulations to everyone.